Hi everybody, my name is Coffee Brown and this channel is Coffee Spills the Tea. And today is, I'm grabbing my coffee, is Tuesday, March 11th, 2025. Now, I'm gonna just take a sip of my delicious coffee. Mmm, delicious. So here's what we're gonna be talking about today is number one, what are the little things that you can do around your house to like maybe find money in places where you hadn't found money. I also just want to make sure that I'm checking in with people and making sure that you are doing what you need to do for inner peace. Because as a black woman, as I said, this channel is for black women, people like me who are a little bit tired. We are going we have been doing it all. We have been taken for granted by society in general. This election, this last election was a referendum, right? 2024 election, presidential election, referendum. And it is time for us to now rest. We're going to rest and let all of the pandemonium go on around while they fix the problems that they made. We, the 93%, that voted correctly, are going to do our part to have mental peace of mind and do what we need to do in order to keep it moving. And so, as I said, I don't know what this channel is going to turn into, but part of my thing is that I am checking out physically at some point. My hope is to check out physically, and so I will be moving overseas. That's my hope. That is my dream, and that is what I am working towards. For some people, they may say, "Hey, you know what? I want to stay here, but I just need to find something to keep me grounded." So I'm just gonna kind of run through some things today, just to kind of like make sure people have a plan, that they're doing things to keep themselves safe, and then just look for ways that you can make some money around the house if you're like in a situation like mine where I'm just like, hey, I am not employed right now. Now, that will probably change. I'm looking for very specific types of jobs where I can stay remote. I'm in IT. I just graduated from college about a year ago, and I am looking for something specific because for me to be able to leave the country, I need to show that I am a digital nomad of some kind, or I have a business or something along those lines. Most countries will not allow you to just go into a country, set up shop, or not set up shop, but go put out your resume and be like, I'm looking for a job. You're taking away from the jobs of their citizens. So it's just better for you to have something before you go. And that's why I'm being very specific. Things you can do to save money as well. I have my coffee. And the reason why I'm drinking it, enjoy you, look at the froth on the top. So as I said, one of the things that I do is I freeze things as much as possible. Things that I hadn't thought about previously, but with tariffs coming and everything, I've been stocking up, putting things away, buying things, freezing things. And one of the things I did was I love coffee brown. And so I have a lot of half and half that I purchased when they were on sale really cheap. They were like, I think like $1.99 for like a quart or something like that. And I was like, okay, so I got like 5 quarts. If you 5 quarts, I put them in 16-ounce sealable airtight containers, and I put them in my freezer. And so now I'm just starting to pull them out. And as you can see, this milk is fine. And I frothed it. And now I'm able to drink it. And so, no problems. Now, like I was a little bit worried because initially when it came out, and then I got, I put it inside of I kept it outside of the refrigerator for like a few hours. And then I was like, nah, you know what? I'm just going to let it, I guess, like defrost on its own inside of the refrigerator. And so when I opened it up initially, it was like a little chunky. And I was like, oh, no, that's not good. That means that it's actually spoiled. And I sniff it and I'm like, okay, there's nothing going on here. I'm just going to go ahead and see. Because if it's really spoiled, it's going to curdle. It's not going to froth at all. You know, like, you're not going to get this. You're going to get like just curdled milk and whatnot. So I suspect that that's just from the crystals that are inside, and I kind of looked it up, and it looks like that's what people have been saying. I also have been making my eggs, which I cracked eggs and put them inside of like 32-ounce containers. I have about 10 of those now left. 10 or so. I took one out and I let it defrost. I showed it to you in a previous video. It has defrosted. I have made my egg sandwiches, and they are delicious. My egg and cheese sandwich. So they are working. And so I highly recommend that if you have foods that you want to buy and they are perishable, you're either going to get the Ziploc baggies that you get, the freezer Ziploc baggies that you can put things in, and then you have to roll it up until you get all the air out, and then zip it with all the air out, zip it closed, and then get a marker. Here's my Sharpie, and then write the date that you put it into the bag, and then put it inside the freezer. That will help you so that you can, and then I put them in the freezer, and like as I get newer ones, I move the new ones to the bottom, and then the older ones stay towards the top. Now, I haven't bought eggs in a long time because I bought 30 pack of eggs back when they were $3.99 each for a 30 pack. And I bought like 4 or 5 packs of 30 packs or so, and they're all in the freezer. So I have like all those things, and I am now just slowly running through my eggs. This is really good coffee. Also, coffee beans. I purchased coffee beans. They are also, and I say, oh, you should never refrigerate. I disagree. I've had coffee that I purchased in Vietnam as long ago as like 12 or 13 years. Coffee from like Sweden from like 16 or 17 years ago. I'm not kidding you. In the bean, and I have like put them in airtight, freezer tight bags, and I have carried them from one place to another when I travel, and just started going through them in the last, I would say, year or so, and they taste just as good as when I purchased them. So don't believe all that, oh, they only last so long. If you put them in an airtight bag, I don't care what they say, you put them in the freezer, they might lose a tiny bit of the flavor, but they're still good. I would say, highly suggest you do that. So freeze as much as you can. Get canned fruits and vegetables. They will last a long time in the canned. You don't have to put them in any kind of freezer or whatever. As long as they're canned, and you don't open them, they're okay. So I'm going to recommend that you do that. You should still be doing the things that I recommended. I really think the most important thing is that you make sure that you get your real ID, and get it sooner than later. The real ID is the new ID that driver's license that comes out, and they're supposed to be like harder to counterfeit, I guess. They're going to be required in order for you to get on a plane and travel or anything. And so better for you to do it now, because I believe the official deadline is like May 7th, and then they have all kinds of extensions. But I don't know what's going to happen when May 7th comes. They could easily say, okay, well, we're going to give you a deadline, but you can't get on the planes or something. Just go ahead and get it. Once you get and in order for you to get your real ID, you're going to need a birth certificate. So you need to contact the Bureau of Vital Statistics for whatever state that you're in. Request, as I recommend, you get 2. Request 2 birth certificates. It's probably going to cost you about $5 or so per birth certificate. Get it for yourself. Get it for your family members. Each of you will get your own. It will cost per copy, and it's an original. It's not actually even a copy, per original birth certificate that they give you, like $5 or so. So you'll do that. You'll get that. Take it to the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles in your state. Get your real ID. Get it sooner than later. It's going to take a while once people start pushing at the last second to get these things. Once you have that, then you want to start putting money aside so you can, I recommend, get a passport. You will have to take a picture of the front and back of your driver's license, your real ID, and your birth certificate. Well, actually, I don't know if they're going to require your driver's license, but just still, assume that they're going to remind. But they are definitely going to demand that you have an original birth certificate. You will take that. You'll have to get online, Google where the nearest post office is that will allow you to bring in your passport, or sorry, bring in your documentation, which is, I believe, 2 passport size ID, or 2 passport size pictures, which you could either go to like Walgreens or CVS if you're in the United States, or they do on some people's phones have the like passport size photo pictures that you can take, which my sister did. Take that over to the DMV, or sorry, to the State Department, or sorry, to the, I'm glitching. You want to take that over to the post office where you have all your application and give it to them. They will mail back at some point in the near future your original birth certificate, and they will mail your passport. Not together. They usually will come separate. So I also want you to make sure that you register to vote. Make sure you register to vote. If you don't want to be like hassled by people, don't pick an affiliation. There's no need. I just don't see the need for it. I'm not going to say I'm Republican or Democrat anymore. I'm just going to stay independent and vote based on what I think is best. So make sure you set up that voting registration. You want it to match whatever is, I think, whatever's on your driver's license. There's this big thing, brouhaha, about how it has to match your birth certificate. But, if you're married, what's going to happen if you take your significant other's last name and then that's replaced? If you're going to be voting, you probably have to bring a copy of your marriage certificate, a copy of your driver's license, and make sure that they're clear that you are registering in such a way because you have married. It may come down to that, because as I said in the last video, there's a reason why we are being disenfranchised from our vote, because our vote has power. So what better way to disenfranchise us and take away our power but to make it difficult to vote, which is what the whole Jim Crow law was all about. The Voting Rights Act of, I think, 1965 has pretty much been gutted out by the Supreme Court, so they can pretty much do whatever they want. So just be ready for that. So voters, voting ID, or make sure you register to vote. Even if you're already registered to vote, just go back in. I would go back in and check a few months before every election and just make sure you're registered to vote, because every now and again people like the governor of my state will go in and just purge the records, especially if you haven't voted in a while. They'll just purge the records and not tell you anything. Then you go to vote the day of, and then what happens? You're not in there, and then you have to do a provisional ballot. Will your vote count? I don't know. You know how they like to just count the vote right away, and then they're like, okay, it's over. And are they still counting? Yes, but they just kind of like say, this is the official count. Okay, we're going to call it, and they're still counting provisional ballots. It's kind of nuts, so just be ready for that. Okay, so I'm done with that. Just focus on that. I have closed out my Amazon accounts. The only one I did not close out was my my Amazon account or a fee that I had realized, which is the insurance, the Azurion, ASURION. And I did not close it out. I was paying $16.99 a month for the complete Azurion insurance. And here's the stupid thing. I had also paid for Azurion for individual products, and not realizing or forgetting that I have paid for this monthly, which is the Azurion Complete, which covers everything electronic that I buy. And I was like, wait a minute. I have electric blankets that stop working. I can have this electronic electric blanket like returned. So I checked with them and they're like, everything that's electronic, you could just go ahead and just give it a shot. And I was like, okay. So I have pulled it over, and I'm going to just pause this so I can show you my graveyard of equipment that I'm going to get ready to return. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm trying to give you a good viewing of this, right? This is like my graveyard of everything that I purchased so far from Amazon that either doesn't work or stopped working or whatever. So, do you want to have a way of like getting your money back? If you have what I have, and you have that Azurion Complete that they kind of scammed you into buying, and you're paying $16.99 a month for it, guess what? They have to pay you the regular price. So they have to like take it back and pay you back the regular price. I'm returning this, I'm returning these things, I've got like these things. This represents about $150 to $200 worth of products that I'm going to be returning. And I already returned a monitor that was $138. Now I'm just going to kind of show you around here. So I have, as you can see, this is really bad video. I'm trying to get this. Oh, you know what? What's better? Hold on. Let me do this. There we go. All right. So here's my graveyard of shame. I'm going to call it the graveyard of shame. All right. So those are things that have broken or whatever. The pile is growing, because I still have my electric blankets. I have 2 electric blankets that I can return. Now, these are things that I purchased that were like Halloween things. I'm no longer doing Halloween because I'm going to be moving overseas. So all of these are going to be sold. Can I return them? I certainly could, because I got warranties for all of these things. But I'm going to sell them to neighbors. Here's more things. These are my Christmas items that I'll be selling to neighbors and stuff. This I'm taking, but I also wanted to show you, I've got like this whole skeleton band thing going. And then these 3 boxes are all werewolves. So all of these are going to get sold, and they're going to go towards my Coffee Brown is Moving Fund. But all of this stuff is Halloween. Here's the other thing. I'm going to just pause because I don't want you to see my entire crazy going on here. Oh, by the way, because I have all those Halloween things, that means I have plenty of plugs, and these are heavy duty cords that I could sell as well. There's about 6 of them, so they're going to be sold. And I'm going to pause this so I can show you my other thing that I've been working on, that I've been telling you guys about, you ladies about. Okay, so all of the things I got out of storage, I'm slowly starting to put together on my shelves, which I also got out of storage, because I had a bunch of shelves in storage. I got rid of the wooden ones, but I kept these metal ones. But all of these things are on shelves, and at some point, I will be contacting the neighbors, and they are aware this is happening, that they will be sold. These things are going to be sold. There's my cookware set that I have never even opened. That's an oxygen tank or a helium tank that I've never opened. A crock pot that I've never used. I have used the Wolfgang Puck convection oven. My mom got it for me. I loved it, but I don't use it anymore. A microwave that I had in storage, but I just didn't feel like getting it out of storage when I needed a microwave, so I just bought a new one. I have a couple of these carts. Let me pause. Yeah, this one is one of those Mighty Mite carts or something. It's one of those carts that the like you want to get for somebody who's an outdoors person and they got a lot of tools. It's like a tool cart with like two shelves or two level shelves and whatever. This is one that's a big cart that is a heavy duty cart that you can take up and down the stairs. It has just never been used. Like still in the boxes, never even opened. So all of that is going to go for sale. All of that's going to be put. I'm just going to take a quick video, blast it out on my Facebook page to my neighbors. I have neighbors that are waiting for me. And here's the thing, the bins that I had, because I put everything in bins in my storage except the 3 big wardrobe boxes, which I donated the 3 big wardrobe boxes to, okay, to a shelter. Or not to a shelter, but to like a church or something, some nonprofit where there are women who are recently released from prison and they need to start over. Some of them don't have anything but the clothes on their back. And so I donated those clothes. They gave me a receipt. It's like, or like a receipt for donation. And it's for $5,000 because I donated a lot of clothes. I have clothes of things that clothes for like I bought a lot of designer things. I have things that still have tags on them. I would say about 70% of the clothes I gave them still have tags. Then there are ones that were used, and if they were used, they were like gently used, as in used 2 or 3 times, and then never used again, or something along those. If they were used regularly, I just tossed them. And then I still have clothes that I need to donate to Goodwill, and things that are in the car that need to come out of the car, but I can't bring them out of the car until I get things out of the house. So it's probably going to take me, I would say, about 3 or 4 months to sell everything because I have a lot of things that need to be sold. Now, there was something else I was going to do, but yes, I found a Marc Jacobs bag that's worth about $450. It's up there. It's whoop right there. So I didn't realize it was worth that much, and I gave away one of my Coach bags, which I found out was worth $283 when I did a search. These are brand new bags, as in I have never used them. So they're brand new. The Coach bag that I gave to my niece-in-law was worth $283. It's vintage because I bought it well over 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago. And she was just like over the moon. The other vintage Coach bag is up there. I have like another couple bags there. I have one vintage Coach bag that I'm going to keep. It's the black Carry vintage briefcase, business briefcase, the one that they will fix for life. They give you all the cleaning materials. I still have the cleaning materials. I will not sell that for anything. So I'm going to wait for another couple months. And then I'm going to start selling off the Halloween stuff, because Halloween stuff, I think, for the people who are really fanatical, they'll start buying things as they start showing up at Home Depot, and things start showing up at Home Depot and Lowe's in like, I don't know, like May, June, something like that. So I'll start selling those then. And that way I'll get more money for it. So, I would go around your house. Maybe if you have storage, pull stuff out of storage. You saw me going to the storage weekend after weekend after weekend and just going through my storage. If you have things in storage for more than a year, you don't need it. My suggestion is just go in there and just go through. I picked through every single thing, and I'm glad I did, because I found things. Like I found the jewelry. Which, by the way, yes, I'm getting the jewelry appraised. And gold jewelry. I have some gold jewelry with diamonds in them. And I have a gold jewelry one with, like, I think with pearls. And then I just have, like, just straight gold. Like, I have a gold bangle. It's just straight gold. I also have 2 Salvador Dali paintings that I purchased in Italy back, like, 25 years ago. that because somebody said, hey, if you can buy art, because art appreciates in value. It is from the lithograph series. So it would depend on how popular the lithograph is, how rare it is, and if I have the certificates of authenticity. I do have them, but unfortunately, I just found out that they gave me the wrong certificate of authenticity for one of them. So I don't know if anyone would ever even take that one without the correct original certificate of authenticity. The shop is long since gone, so I might just have to enjoy that one. But a Salvador Dali with an original certificate of authenticity from Italy, where I purchased it, might be worth something. All these things are for sale. I read an article that the average family may have up to $20,000 worth of stuff. You know, especially if you have heirlooms from relatives that have passed on, and they may have passed down. Maybe relatives who are hoarders that may have like purchased things and just put them away. You may have relatives that may have fought in the war and brought back little mementos from like World War II that are like old revolvers or old pieces of art that turns out that they're worth something. I would suggest you go through everything you've got. And just, if you have storage, again, I promise you, I had my storage for years and years and years. And after the first year, I should have just taken that crap out and gotten rid of it. It would have saved me thousands and thousands of dollars. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. I will get rid of everything. Again, it will take time. I will make sure that I document everything so that you all see as things are being sold. I don't know. Well, before I made my first video, I did that same purge for all my Christmas stuff and got rid of that. I made almost $1,000 off of my Christmas things that I sold. Little bits of things like ornaments and little trees and whatever. And I sold those off little by little. I made almost $1,000 just off of that. I will make more off Halloween. You saw those, and those are just these are animatronics. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 animatronics, that's large animatronics that start from 5 feet up to 12 feet, because I was big on that stuff. I will sell those. Find things that you can sell. Likewise, I've been going through and cleaning out my purses, and I've been finding money in my purses. And I was like, okay. Or cleaning behind things or cleaning under things. I found 3 $20 bills. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So let me get some more coffee. Okay. So I was like really surprised. I was like, hey, $60 right there. You remember from my storage, I found like a few $100s just in US dollars, euros, dong, Vietnamese dong. I believe I had like some I'm pretty sure I have Cambodian dong. I've got, I just have like a whole bunch I even have like lira from when, like, Italy, when I used to travel back and forth. I'm pretty sure I have some lira in there when I travel back and forth from Italy. I just have like all this money. So I was just like, I got like a couple $100 in here. Okay, awesome. So, and then of course I found my jewelry. I don't know what my jewelry's worth, but I looked it up and it said that 1 ounce of gold is worth $2,900. So I was like, okay, I got at least a couple ounces right here. So, I mean, will I sell it? I don't know. No point in keeping it. I don't wear jewelry, as you all can see. I don't even like do anything with my nails right now. This actually is a gold ring, but I don't even really, I can't get the ring off. I put it on like many years ago. Many years ago when I was probably still growing. I don't mean growing out, but I mean just growing in general. And the ring has just kind of stayed on my finger. So I've always wondered what would happen if somebody tried to rob me and they're like, we want that ring. They would have to probably cut off my finger because there's no way of getting it off. I just can't get it off. But yeah, that's all going to get sold. I've made an executive decision that I'm in IT, as I said. Um, I will have to figure out what to do. Um, I'm taking my dogs with me. I wanted to take one on the plane with me and one in cargo hold. Looks like they both will probably have to go in the cargo hold because I have laptops um, and monitors. And originally I planned to sell them, but I was like, no, I mean, why? Because nobody's going to buy stuff. They're going to get them new. I would probably just donate them, because here's what you're going to do. If you can't sell it, donate it. You take it down to Goodwill and you get those receipts. And then you can fill in those receipts and you can price it out for yourself and then use it at tax time and use it as a write-off. And guess what? It's like cash back. Because it'll go against, you know how like at the end of you know how you always pay taxes. And at the end of the tax year or whatever, when it's like April 14th, which is usually when I do my taxes, that's when I find out if I have to pay more or whatever. And that's when those receipts will come in handy, because whatever you donated to a nonprofit will directly be subtracted away from the bottom line of what you owe in taxes. So why not just donate? And so when people are like, oh yeah, can I have that for free? I'm like, no, because I can take that over to Goodwill and I can just donate that mess. So unless you're willing to become a 501c3 organization, it's not going to get donated. It's either going to get sold or it's not going to be given away to somebody. It will either be donated or it will be sold. And so make that a way for you to make money on the back end when it comes time for you to actually have to do your taxes, which means that you're going to have to take those receipts and put them someplace where you know you can get them. Mine are in my car, in the car compartment. There's like a middle compartment between the driver's side and the passenger side. I can open it up and I put all my receipts in there so far so that I can, because the car will be the last thing I sell. And I have to empty all that out, and that's when I'll find my receipts, and that's when I know I can put them someplace safe so that when next year comes and I have to write off for 2025, I can take those receipts and write them off. Okay, so do that, please. Other things that I've done for money. Oh, yeah, so I will not sell my laptops and whatnot. I will donate them. And that's my other suggestion to you, is donate anything that you cannot sell. Even if it's clothes. If it's vintage clothes, great, because vintage clothes are big. You can just take all that stuff, put it in a bag, and bring it to Goodwill. They don't even look at that stuff. They just give you a receipt. Don't put in crap, and don't put in things that are torn or whatever, because they can't use that. Please don't do that. Put in things that you know can be of value. I know I have vintage, like my mom, like she, her side of the family has some kind of Native American in them. I don't know what it is. I consider myself to be a black woman, period. But you can look at my mom's side of the family. You can see it. There's definitely some Native American. Her mother, my maternal grandmother, clearly, she's light-skinned. She's got like really high cheekbones. You can see that. Her name is Native American-ish. No, it is Native American. Is she a Native American? No, she was also black, but she was from Louisiana. So, you know what was going on back then when there was a lot of Creole and women out there and whatnot. So I'm suspecting somewhere in the past there was something. But my mom used to make, and her family used to make a big show of it. She had like one of those fringe jackets that's Native American with the suede in it, with the fringe on it. And then she had like one of those, she also had like a bra that was the same, that has the fringes going all the way down. And I was like, you know what? It's vintage. I just kept it all together. And I was like, I will donate that to somebody together. I will not sell it in my own neighborhood, because this neighborhood's white and they are not going to be walking around with these like fringe Native American things acting like they look cool. Oh, no. I will have to donate that someplace special, or I will send it to a reservation if I have to, but it will not be put in some place where white folks are going to get around walking around acting like, woo. No, that is not going to happen. I need to preserve my people, even though they're not technically, like, I'm too far removed to like make that claim. No offense to people in Native American, you know, I'm trying to do what I can to help them to preserve their heritage. So please, that is a big thing for me. Now, there's another company called gotsneakers.com, and I will put that in the comments. But I also have like a whole bunch of like running shoes, old running shoes. I just haven't thrown them out. Now, they will, they will send you a bag, and you can put in as many sneakers, and you have to commit to like a minimum, I think, of like 10 sneakers. But they will then come in and they'll evaluate the, like how nice your sneakers look, and they will pay you. Now, it's not much, but it's something. So I'm looking at it now. If it's an excellent position or condition, it's $7 a pair. Good condition, $2 a pair. Fair condition, $1 a pair. Recyclables, like that means they're just crappy, $0 per pair. Non-athletic shoes are not accepted. So you can't like send your sandals or your strappy high heels or anything. They're sneakers. And non-paired singles, not accepted. So if you send one tennis shoe, not going to happen. So you need to send 2 sneakers. You have to send the pair, and the better the condition they are, the more you're going to get. So say if you send a bag of 10 pair of old sneakers, and if you're coming from a family, right, and you're running through sneakers, and you know how those kids are, doesn't say that they have to be like adults. So it could be any sneakers. And kids are growing up and they're running through sneakers. Don't throw them away. Send them to gotsneakers.com. They send you a FedEx envelope. They give you a bag, everything. You put them in there. You say how many. You send it off, and they are going to evaluate it. And then they're going to send you a check. And they will notify you by email what are they going to, like how much are they going to be able to pay you for those sneakers. I would go there and I would send my sneakers. Please don't send non-sneakers and think you're going to get paid for them. You're not going to get paid for non-sneakers. You're not going to get paid for like those sneaker shoes that are like the sneaker sandals, the ones that people run in. They're not sneakers. They're sandals. You need to send real sneakers because they will do something. I think somehow they recycle them or something. So I will send that I will put it in the link in the chat, or the link in the chat, or not in the chat, but in the description, so you have that. Here's what I was going to suggest you do. I showed you my pile of Azurion, Asurion, right? So you go to Amazon, you get the Azurion Complete. It's $16.99 per month. That's what I was paying. And what they will do is when you buy it, then when you have to go in and buy a piece of equipment. Now, I don't recommend that you do it. But here's what. If you're like me, you know how Amazon is. A lot of people sell on Amazon. That crap breaks down within a year. If you get the Azurion contract, when you purchase something, like some kind of electronic equipment, they will say it will cover you for this piece of equipment plus anything you bought, as long as you get Azurion Complete, anything you bought in the previous year. So what you can do is, if you bought anything last year that's already broken, and if you want to even wait and see if this one breaks, I wouldn't wait though, because it's $16.99 a month. At some point, it kind of balances out. But if you got a bunch of crap like what I have, and from the year before, you can then, you get whatever it is that's the electronic equipment immediately. And before you buy it, here's what I do. Gather up all the equipment. Put it all in one place so you have it all ready to go. Then go ahead, get online. Purchase that one thing off Amazon. The one thing. One piece of electronic equipment. It could be like a cheap set of headsets, Bluetooth headsets for $12, $13, $15, whatever. Get the Azurion Complete insurance. Wait about a couple weeks, and then turn around and start sending all that mess back. Get online. You have to go to Azurion.com and like through the Amazon website, there's like an Azurion. So you go to your like managed subscriptions or something, and then when you go in there, it'll show like the stuff that you're like paying for Amazon just for fees, like Prime and whatever. Go to that Azurion, you click through there, and then you just start entering all your stuff. Put all your stuff in, and immediately enter everything. And they're going to tell you you have to provide the box, and you have to then take it and like bring it in. You got to hustle fast, because the whole idea is like, I would not pay more than 2 months of the Azurion complete contract before you turn around after you return everything and cancel that. Cancel it. So now you paid like $32, but you may have $150, $200 worth of crap that you purchased on Amazon from the year before, because they'll count up to a year before. So if you get it, like if you buy something tomorrow, which is March 12th, 2025, they're going to count back to March 12th or maybe March 11th, because it's a year of 2024, and they're going to say anything you purchased in that time frame. Yeah, so you go through, and you can go through your Amazon orders and look at everything you purchased from March 11th of 2024 up until today, and find that equipment. And if there's lots of stuff broken, then you're going to take it and return it and go get your money. What's that the guy, I forget his name. Black man, get your money, get your money. That song. With Danny Glover. I can't remember what his stage name was for the This Is America. You know, that song. But black woman, go get your money, and then cancel it. Cancel it. Because, you know, I would now check first, go look at the fine print, read through everything, see if it's worth it, go around the house first before you do anything, gather up everything that's broken, everything that's like not working, put it into a pile, add it up, see what it costs, check against what they say, because things may have changed since I bought my Azurion. Check and see what it says, like how long do you have to wait before after you purchase that first thing, where you can go back and start returning things. If they say it's immediate, or you have to wait of however much time before you can start doing it, whatever, you follow those instructions exactly. If you got as much money as what I have, return it. Return it. Okay? And in the meantime, like I said, go through your purse, go through your storage, go through your old pockets, go through, I mean, I have so many purses and things that I was just pulling stuff out of and finding coins and dollars and like foreign currency. And I've got like I said, a few $100s in this house right now. Then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to take it to the bank at some point. I need to change it in, and I'm gonna make money that way. And like I said, the GOT sneakers. Those are the things that I'm gonna tell you to do, that you can save some money, make some money, get some money back at tax time. If you're in that household where you got kids where they're going through their sneakers, do not let them throw them sneakers away. Do not throw those sneakers away. And as long as they're in fair condition, even if they're muddy or whatever, clean them off. You know, like clean them off. Make sure they're going to tell you what they consider to be fair condition, good condition, and excellent condition. Let me click on this and see. Yeah. Moderate to heavy. Fair condition for $1 per pair is moderate to heavily used, noticeable signs of use such as dirt and stains, but the integrity of the sneaker is fully intact, and no holes, rips, tears, separated soles, etc. Okay, that will give you at least $1 per pair of shoes. And look, it may not seem like much, but again, if you're in one of those families where you've got lots of kids and those kids are growing and you're buying those sneakers every single year, you must have a sneaker graveyard someplace. Gather up them sneakers and contact gotsneakers.com and get those sneakers sold. And who knows how much you can get. Maybe you get a couple $100 if you got lots and lots and lots and lots of sneakers in excellent condition or good condition. Because again, like my nephew, he just had a baby, and those children, they go through clothes like this. They're going through clothes as quick as they can. I mean, they're going through clothes. That baby's growing. That baby, my nephew had a baby 2 years ago, and when that baby was 1, he was walking and he was moving and running with his nephews or with his cousins that were like 4. because my other nephew is like 6'5", so he's like, that baby was growing, and he's still growing. So they'll have lots of shoes. And like I said, you save the money by buying things when they're on sale. Use your coupons. Do your double points whenever you can. Buy in bulk, freeze things as much as you can. You're going to save money that way as well. And be ready, because we need to be mentally ready. You don't want to have problems at the polls. You don't want to have a problem if you get stopped by the police and you don't have a real ID. You don't want to have a problem if you need to use that ID for something and they're like, we don't take anything but the real ID. You don't want to have problems, period, because at some point they're going to flip the script, and all them people out there, them people who already were prepared and had those things ready to go, they won't have problems that we're going to have. Don't be the last people. Be the first people. That's pretty much it. I guess my only news that I have to share is that I was telling all of you I was interviewing for a position. I was a little bit freaked out. I kept pushing it back. I finally had my interview. They said they'd let me know by Monday or Tuesday. That interview was on Friday. Monday by noon, I had an offer. This is a contract job, so it's like as work comes, but I did get the position. Thank you, Lord. When the work does come, like they're gonna have training, and it's unpaid, but that's cool. I am selling all these things, so I have the time, so that when the work comes in, as it continues to come in, I can continue to prove myself to them and get more and more contracts. And they have those international contracts where they're like, we need someone to go to Spain for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days. My passport is here. I'm ready to go. I can get paid to go to Spain. They will pay for my flight. They'll pay for my lodging. They'll pay for my food. And I'll go to Spain and I will teach. So yeah, there's lots and lots of opportunities that are going to grow. I'm also in an AI training course through a major cloud company. You know the cloud, like Microsoft Azure, AWS, AWS Cloud, Oracle Cloud. I do all that stuff, but I'm in an official training program. They're going to train me up on how to work with their AI services, and then how to train other people to work with AI services. So I have already said that. So in between that program, because that is a 6 to 8 week program, I'm already starting to work on building my first app, which is an app for identifying dog breeds. So it's just for fun. It's minimal viability product. So I'm not going to be able to say it's released and I'm going to be making tons of money. I'm just showing them that I'm learning the materials and I'm trying to outdo everybody else, because everyone else is like, yeah, I just created the... I'm going all out. I'm using their other AI services to build an AI app that they asked for. So I'm doing a lot to make sure that my name is out there for them, because then once I get through the program and I'm authorized to teach, they can then be so impressed with me, I hope, that they'll then, when they have people contacting them saying, we need someone to show us how to use this AI, these AI services, they can say, hey, Coffee Brown, she's your woman. So yeah, so I'm okay because I have all of this. I have some money in the bank, a little bit, tiny bit, but I am living off the minimum because I've trimmed everything out that I no longer like. Any services, anything that I am not using is now gone. The only thing that I have that are fees are things that I am using regularly. And I'm returning things. And so, all these things are things that are going to make me some money down the line. So hopefully that's kind of stimulating you. Other thing that I'm doing for my mental health, I am stopping my doomsday scrolling. Now, it's a process because you get addicted to the doomsday scrolling on your YouTube and your Facebook and all that stuff. I'm slowly taking off my notifications off my Facebook pages and all my social media stuff. So I'm not getting the constant ding, 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 ding. I am also putting on like things that make me laugh. So this week, my friend and I were or last week, my friend and I were really upset because both of us have very, very sick parents that are ill enough to where they are dying. And so, with Medicare, Medicaid issues, with all this going on with Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and so we're really upset. So I said, this week, I'm not sending him anything that is not fun or funny. So I sent him some skits that I found that were really funny. And one of the skits that I found that I had forgotten all about was, what was it? What was, oh gosh, I'm like totally blanking out. Oh, it's called A Black Lady Sketch Show. I mean, some of you have seen it. It's on Max, or you can go to YouTube and you can find like all these skits on YouTube. So, or sorry, it's on HBO, or yeah, HBO. It's on HBO, and it's something where you can find it in reruns or whatever. I really love that. I really love that show, and I hadn't seen that many, so I'm seeing these for the first time. It does mean that I have to see the Doomsday stuff, but I just go straight to the Black Lady Sketch Show, and I have a notification for any time that stuff comes in. And when I need a break, I can just go and look at that, and I'm just laughing and laughing and laughing. And I sent my friend that stuff. I sent him a couple other funny things. I also found YouTube videos where it's like all they do is play music. So like smooth jazz to kind of like, get my mind like mentally like, yeah, I'm in the zone. I went and found like is it called Verve? The records, the videos for like, I think it's called Verb, but they have like just music that goes for days. And one of the things I really love is like old music. So I found like Marvin Gaye, Earth, Wind and Fire. I found Stevie Wonder, and I just listen to that as background music. And it really does help me to focus more and not be so like all the time. And so I'm going to recommend you do that. Just kind of keep yourself mentally like in a place. Now, if you're working during the day, there's not much you can do. But if you're at your cubicle and you get an opportunity to put in some Bluetooth headsets, kind of tune out all the noise and just listen to something that's just timeless, that you could just kind of like focus, that's great. Another thing I have forgotten about is that there are like YouTube cams of like scenes from all around the world. And there's some that'll give you like, because there's cams all over the world, they will give you like cam shots of all these different places all around the world. And some of them are just fixed on, like I have one for Venice, Italy, live webcam. And you can just kind of like feel like you're over there or whatever. I had one for Africa. I had one for Joshua Tree. I have like all these different ones where I'm just like, yeah, I'm just going to kind of like go and just put myself in a nice little place where I can kind of forget where I'm at right now and focus on just feeling like I'm someplace else. These are things that will help you mentally to kind of chill out, because we are resting. We are resting. We did our part. It is up to them. If people are upset about what's going on in the world around them, we are not going to step in. I'm going to sip my tea or sip my coffee, and I'm not going to let them try to trigger me. And I want you to do that too. Don't let them trigger you. You find your peace of mind. I got my dogs down here. I've got my coffee here. I'm going to focus on myself, getting myself together. I'm going to focus on myself on positive things. I'm going to watch my Black Lady sketch and all my little shorts here, almost Christmas. And I found, I have a couple of Queen Latifah shows, like Barbershop and things like that. I got those little shows when I need a break, and I'm okay. And I hope you will be okay as well. I didn't say this, but please like this video. Subscribe to this channel. Share this channel with your friends and family and people that you think this might be helpful for. Yeah, again, thumbs up. Thumbs up. This all helps my analog, so this video will continue to get pushed out to other people. I said I had a goal. It'd be nice to get to like 100 people, 100 followers by June. And again, this channel will turn into something. I don't know what yet, but I have an idea of what it will be, and I'm starting to put that together. And whatever it's going to involve is going to be involving helping all of you to have peace of mind and to be able to make that escape. If you have to make that quick jump, then you can jump. And that's why I would like for all of you to get your passports. And I've already outlined to you on several videos on how to do this, because I'm thinking that one of the things I'd like to do is help people make the jump. So I'm going to put that kit together, and I'm going to help people make that jump. If you can put that money together and put your savings together, because you cannot jump to any country for permanent residency or for citizenship unless you can show you have sufficient income. So you have to do whatever you can to show you've got that income. And if you can do that, then whatever I put together, because I'm going to try it myself and make sure it works. And then once I do, I know I can take that kit and I can say, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. Doom, 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 doom. On that note, I'm out of here. All of you all have a good day. I'm going to laugh my way out now. Bye, everybody.